Who's the favorites to win the UEFA Conference League this season? West Ham or Fiorentina? Two strong sides hoping to lift a valuable European trophy. The Hammers, managed by David Moyes, didn't have a great season like in the last few years, but they might be able to end it on a high note, as they have been looking quite confident in this Conference League. However, they will need to be on a good day against La Viola. On the other hand, Fiorentina is promising to deliver an offensive football. They managed to beat Basel in the semi-finals after a thrilling comeback in Switzerland, and they reached the Coppa Italia final, only losing to Internazionale. Both teams have quality and are capable of winning the final in Prague. This is Lucas for Soccer Perspective, and in this video we'll be taking a closer look at the finalists for the UEFA Conference League. But first, let's remember why this is one of the most entertaining matches in Europe and why everyone loves the competition. This is only the second edition of the Conference League. The tournament was created to be the third continental competition in Europe, bringing traditional clubs together and allowing loyal fans to fill local stadiums on European nights. It's the pure essence of European football and a great opportunity for clubs to lift a continental trophy at the end of the season. Last year, it was Mourinho's Roma. This time, we have the English side, West Ham, and Fiorentina. Despite being two traditional European sides, it's clear that they deserve more continental recognition, and the Conference League is here to provide it. So, in what state do the Hammers and La Viola reach the final? Let's start by talking about the Italian team. In the past few seasons, Fiorentina has solidified themselves as a top 10 Italian side. They usually finish in the middle of the Serie A table with good campaigns. In 2022, La Viola qualified for the Conference League by securing 7th place in Serie A and reaching the Coppa Italia semi-finals thanks to the efforts of the striker Vlahovic, who got sold to Juventus in the summer transfer window. Fiorentina, of the coach Vincenzo Italiano, had the difficult job of replacing Vlahovic, but made great signings in Luka Jovic from Real Madrid and the Brazilian Arthur Cabral from Basel. This season, Fiorentina finished 8th in Serie A, narrowly missing out on the spot for the next Conference League. However, they reached the Coppa Italia final, losing to Internazionale, who are the Champions League finalists. Fiorentina showcased their best football in the Conference League, winning 6 out of 8 matches in the playoffs. The semi-final against Basel was an emotional roller coaster, losing the first match 2-1, but managing to win in Switzerland by a 2-goal difference to secure a place in the finals. But can Fiorentina defeat West Ham, or they'll be losing another final this season? Let's take a look at their playing style. Fiorentina plays in a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3 formation. They have talented players on the wings, pose a significant attacking threat from both flanks. Left fullback Biraghi is in great form and leads the club in assists. On the other side, Dodô also provides danger. He came from Shakhtar Donetsk. The wingers are the main source of danger in the attack, especially Nico Gonzalez, a regular for Argentina national team who was in the starting 11 at the Copa America. When attacking, the fullbacks push forward, while the midfielders occupy the area alongside the striker and one of the wingers. With so many players in the box, the crosses are always dangerous. Fiorentina also excels at counters, utilizing the speed of their players to quickly reach the opponent's area. With Arthur Cabral in the box, the Brazilian striker is the top scorer of the Conference League this season with 7 goals. The midfield is also well balanced, featuring the Italian players Bonaventura and Mandragora, and one of the standout players from the 2022 World Cup for Morocco, Sofiane Amrabat. In the defense, Martinez Quarta, Igor Julio, and Milenkovic are reliable options. Overall, Fiorentina is a fast team with quality on the ball that knows how to attack. They do tend to concede goals and will need to remain focused to lift the European trophy. Now let's take a look at the David Moyes team. This season seemed lost for West Ham. The Hammers had a really bad Premier League campaign, unlike the past years where they managed to even reach the top 4 spot for a few weeks. The club spent a lot in the transfer window, and it's impossible to look at the squad and not wonder how a team with players like Declan Rice and Lucas Paquetá finished the Premier League in the 14th place. Despite David Moyes already consolidating his tactics, the team just did not click. They fought to avoid relegation for most of the season, but ended up improving slightly and staying clear with a good margin. However, the season is not entirely lost. In fact, it seems like a miracle, but it might end as a victorious one for the Hammers. But how can this team overcome the odds of a not so good season and defeat Fiorentina in the finals? After all, West Ham lost 20 matches in the Premier League, scoring only 42 goals in 38 games and won only 7 matches. Well, the thing is, West Ham has looked completely different in the Conference League, not suffering a single loss throughout the campaign. They had 6 wins in the group phase and 5 out of 6 in the playoff. West Ham are playing like champions here. This squad has quality, and Moyes' tactics have created a solid team which make all the difference. Playing a 4-2-3-1 formation, West Ham excels in quick transitions and deadly counters. They don't press aggressively, but instead use compact lines to deny the opponent's attack any space. This will be a particularly tough match for Fiorentina. Moyes is known as a reactive manager. After winning possession, West Ham quickly utilizes counters or long balls to attack, with Declan Rice providing excellent ball control and explosive runs, and delivers excellent long passes to find the physically strong forward Michael Antonio, who is the team's top scorer this season. The midfielders and wingers have not been so good this season. However, with their quality, we can expect them to deliver in the final. Players like Jared Bowen, who excels in big games, Pablo Fornals, Berama, and the Brazilian Lucas Paquetá, who can change the flow of the match with his individual skills. Unlike Fiorentina's fast fullbacks, West Ham has been using Kehrer, who used to be a center back, and Cresswell, one of the squad's most experienced players. From the bench, West Ham has talented players who can change the match, like Manuel Lanzini. Overall, West Ham is a solid side, but they will need to overcome their lack of confidence in scoring, especially if Fiorentina manages to score the first goal. In the end, we can expect a great match between two strong sides. Who do you think is the favorite to win? Leave a comment and make sure to subscribe to Soccer Perspective for more.